This is Mike Calcote with McAfee. Today we're going to be talking about checking products into the ePO server or ePolicy Orchestrator server console. And the product that we're going to be working with today and checking in is going to be the endpoint security module. So first what we're going to do is we're going to check in products using the ePO software manager. This would be the automated way that you can do it through the ePO console itself. In doing this, what you're going to be doing is logging into the ePO console. You're going to be connecting to the software manager. And inside the software manager, you're going to be clicking on a product and clicking check in for that particular product. If this mechanism doesn't work for you, then what we're going to do at that point is we're also going to show you how to check products in using files that were downloaded via McAfee.com. And this will be more of a manual method. This was basically the method for many years with the ePO console and the checking in of products. So in this architecture, what we'll do is we'll connect to the McAfee download page. You'll enter information as far as your grant number and email address. And then once you get into that page, you'll locate the product that you want to work with and you want to download. And then once you've downloaded that product, in this circumstance, we have to download the extensions and the packages in different places. So once you've done that, then you will have the product checked in. So now I'm going to show you how to check in products using the ePO software manager. What we're going to do here is we are going to log in to our ePO console. And we're going to go to our menu bar and click on the menu tab in the top left-hand corner. Now you'll see over here under software, I've got a software manager and I'm going to click on the software manager. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to look at the software that we want to check in. So you can see there's different areas here. There's licensed, there's evaluation, there's software checked in, there's software not checked in. So if you have checked in the software and maybe you're looking for updates, so in this circumstance, what's already been checked into this ePO server, and this is a default install of an ePO server with nothing really checked in. But we do have a few components that were checked in by default. And that's primarily going to be the McAfee agent and then a couple of other products. So nothing else has really been checked in at this point. So I'm not running evaluations because I have a valid grant number and license for my ePO server. If this were an evaluation, all of these numbers would be listed under evaluation and not listed under licensed. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down to software not checked in under licensed, and then I'm going to come down and I'm going to locate my endpoint security platform components. Now an easier way to do that is I can also come in here and type in, if I know the product name, I can come in and I can type in some information here and search on that, and then it'll give me a smaller list of products to choose from. And so here you see we've got 3 different versions of the endpoint security platform that you can choose, and I'm going to go ahead and check in the current version of 10.6. So when I come in here, there's a couple of things that you need to be aware of. So one is going to be, I do have a check in all button. But with that, if you do see that there is a bundle at the top of this, then this is what you need to check in. The bundle is going to contain everything that you're going to need with that particular product. And the product gets a little confused when you hit check in all, and it's got all these other selections here. And the bundle, you can download it, but the only way to load the bundle is through the software manager. You could extract the files in the bundle and install those manually. The easiest way to check a product in is if you see that there is a bundle up here on the top, is to basically just click check in where it says bundle. Now if this is a evaluation version, you're going to have to fill out a registration page at this point, but that'll be the only time that you have to fill it out. You only have to fill it out once. The next page is going to be, do you accept the terms and where do you want to check the package into? So if it's a POC, evaluation version of EPO, just check it into current. If you're a current customer doing an eval on the product, you might want to check it in as an evaluation version. But anyway, you choose one of these branch for your package and then click OK here. And at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to bring the different components of the product in. And here in a minute, when we show you the manual method, what you're going to see is I'm going to have to split these different components up and bring some into the EPO server as an extension and bring some in the EPO server as a package. But definitely the software manager is going to be the easiest way to be able to accomplish this. Now you see that the checking in process for the endpoint security platform has completed. So if I come in just to make sure, so a check on this would be to come in and make sure the policies that are associated with that particular product are going to be in the console. And here they are. They're the endpoint security common platform, the firewall, the threat prevention, and the web control. So at this point, I've checked the endpoint security platform version 10.6 into my EPO server with my software manager. Okay, now that I have cleaned up my EPO server, so you saw that I checked in the product with my software manager in the previous part of this video. I've cleaned up my EPO server. Now we're going to check in that same product, but we're going to do this in the old-fashioned way, and we're going to download these files via McAfee.com and using our grant number and placing those into the console in this manual fashion. And there could be instances where you would also have to check in a package in this manner. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to connect to McAfee.com. And when I go to McAfee.com, I need to look for the area where we can download these packages. So I'm going to click on For Business, and then this will bring up a support tab where I'm going to look for product downloads, and a link to this is in the PowerPoint that is demonstrated in this. Now in this circumstance, what I've come to now is our McAfee download product page, and here, if you've got a licensed version of any of our endpoint product suites, then you'll have a grant number, and you're going to place that grant number into this window. We'll place your email address here, and you'll confirm to McAfee that you're not a robot. And let's see how well I do with this. That doesn't happen for me very often, that I get it on the first try. And then click Submit. And then once you come in here, you're going to have access to all of the files that your grant number affords you a license to. So you can see there's a lot of different areas over here. So I can come in here and just click on Endpoint Security, which will show me all the products that are associated with endpoint security. And you can see there's up to 6 pages of information for that. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to type in a filter that is going to bring up specifically anything that has endpoint security in it. Here, what I want to look for is we're going to download the endpoint security platform and bring that in. You can see there's different versions of this. There's the adaptive threat protection module that integrates with the threat prevention inside of endpoint security, and the endpoint security for Linux and Mac. So this is where you would come if you need to download these files and install them or check them into the EPO console manually. So I will come to the endpoint security platform here, and one of the things you need to know is it will only show you the most current versions. Now if you do need to go to a version that is older than this, and you want to make sure you uncheck this box so that you can see those versions and have access to those. So I'm going to check in the newest version here. So I'm going to click on McAfee Endpoint Security. And then once I've clicked on that, then I'm also going to filter over here as well. If you want to just look at documentation, you can do that. In this circumstance, I'm mainly interested in the extensions in the package. So those are the two components that I need to get into my EPO console and check in there so that I can place those files into the EPO console so that we can utilize that. Now the migration assistance is only going to be necessary if you're trying to migrate an older version into the endpoint security. So in this circumstance, I need the extension for the 4 modules that are connected with it. So the platform, the web control, the firewall, and the threat prevention. So I'm just going to click on each one of these, and then I'm going to save these to the drive. I'm going to do all 4 of these. And what the extensions are going to do is the extensions are going to bring the files in regards to task, policies, reporting structure, that type of thing in the EPO console. The next piece is going to be the actual packages. So these are going to be the product that you're going to deploy to the endpoint via the EPO server if you use it as a distribution mechanism for that software. Now, let's see, looks like we have completed the downloads for the others. So now what you'll see is I've got the packages for the firewall, the web control, the threat prevention, and the endpoint security platform. So now I go about saving each one of these as well. Now that those are downloaded, I need to switch back over to my EPO server. And on my EPO server console, I'm going to log in again. And then inside of here, I now need to go to 2 areas to install the product or check the product in. So I need to go to extensions and I need to go to the master repository. So I'm going to go to the extensions first. And inside of here, you want to click on install extension, and then you're going to browse to where you downloaded those files. And here I'll be able to pick from these files. And normally what you're going to see is we do label most extensions with extension. When you see this right here, so those are going to be extensions. You can see this one, this is going to be a package and not an extension. And if I come back and I look at those files specifically, and one way to kind of differentiate between those is, one, the extensions are going to be pretty small and the packages are going to be much larger. So when you come in here and you look at an extension, one of the things that you're going to see inside of an extension is, you know, this type of structure as far as what you're looking at. You're not going to see executables and that type of thing. You go into a client and you're going to see some applications that are going to be inside of there, and that's normally going to be the differentiation between whether that's an extension or not. So I'll come back over here and I'm going to work through and bring in my extensions. So I just click on that and click OK, and I click OK again, and then that's going to bring in the endpoint security platform extension. And if I come down here and look, that extension is now in. So I need to do that for the other 3 extensions, which will be the firewall, the web control, and the threat prevention. So now I should have 4 extensions checked in: the firewall, the platform, the threat prevention, and the web control. Now I need to check in the actual packages, so I'm going to come into the master repository. And another thing that you're going to see on the EPO menu page is anything that you've used recently is also going to be over here. And so inside the master repository, I need to check in the packages that we're going to deal with in regards to this product. So I'll click on check in package, I'll click on browse, and then I'll go through the same process of bringing these packages into the EPO console. A little bit different. Now I'm going to click next, and then it's going to show me the package and give me the opportunity to select where I want it to be placed in regards to the branch, and then I click save. And then I repeat this process for the other 3 packages. Now you can see I've got the modules checked in for the endpoint security platform right here. I'm ready to be able to assign policies to this product and deploy the product to my endpoints. Here listed is a reference page for you in regards to some information that you might find useful for this functionality, and one is going to be to go to our expert center at our community.mcafee.com. To make it a little bit easier, you could just at the end of just type in mcafee.com/expert center, and it will resolve back into this. And then it's pretty easy to find the product guides for these particular documents. I just found this one with a Google search, but links to all the product documentation are also going to be on this expert center, as well as videos and installation guides, best practices, that type of thing. Hopefully this video was informative and gave you some information that's going to be helpful in your ability to be able to manage the EPO console and the McAfee endpoint products. Thank you.